My name is John Thomas, and tonight I will be playing the role of best man. It is my unfortunate task to announce that today marks a sad day for single men everywhere, as another gorgeous girl steps beyond our reach. Doesn't she look great tonight? And girls, I'm sure Joe entering marriage has barely registered among you. In fact, I've heard Joe once described as dark and handsome. No, I'm sorry, that's not right either. I meant when it is dark, Joe is handsome. It is a tremendous honor to be here tonight as Joe's best man. But with that honor also comes the dreaded role of preparing for this speech. You know, not being much of a public speaker, but being the geeky and internet-savvy RPI graduate that I am, I decided that naturally, I would first turn to the internet for some help. Makes sense, right? You know, as it turns out, the adult websites have terrible speech ideas. You know, in fact, they don't really have very much dialogue at all. You know, so after closing out all of those really annoying pop-up windows, I decided to do some actual research and get some good material. L. Joseph Dreyer was born on September 20th, 1980. I tried to link this to some major world events, but, you know, nothing happened that day, apparently. Although, the hospital staff at Cobblestone Regional Hospital still refer to that day as Ugly Saturday. Unfortunately, growing up, Joe was a slow starter. In kindergarten, he was much different than all the other 5-year-olds. He was 11. Honestly, Joe truly is one of the smartest and most intelligent people that I've ever known. He'll certainly be the first to tell you that. And I have to give him credit, he did choose me as his best man, so it's a pretty smart choice. You know, ever since I've known him, I've looked up to Joe, although not literally, as he is very challenging. He's always been extremely charismatic, intelligent, and easy to talk to. When there were times in my life when I needed a close friend to talk with, there never really was any other choice. He's my consummate partner on the beer pong table, and the vocal share to my Sonny during our karaoke renditions of Ice Ice Baby and the Divinyls hit, I Touch Myself. In one of our more recent appearances at the Side Door Cafe, along with fellow groomsman Christopher Spence, we three have become known as the new kids on the block. You know, Joe has always excelled at anything he's decided to put his mind to. Certain parts of school, of course, not including homework. His relationships, sports, you know, even if he was the last one picked. I know that if he models after his parents, Larry and Tanya, who are like parents to me, he'll be an excellent partner and spouse. Now, many of you may not be aware of this fact, but Jen and Joe met because of me. You know, I guess that's why they call me the best man. You know, at this point, I'd like to call upon my fellow groomsmen, Christopher Spence and Elliot Antal, to help tell this part of the story. Man, something to do that. For a moment, I invite you all to close your eyes. No, really, please, humor me. Allow me to take you back to the summer of 2000. It's not exactly the summer of '69, but, you know, certainly as significant. Imagine a warm summer breeze and the sound of the rustling trees around you, gently swaying to and fro. Perhaps you're sipping a cool glass of lemonade or some other refreshing beverage. Now imagine yourself in beautiful Troy, New York. I know it sounds like an oxymoron, but before you lay a majestic softball field. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the RPI Tech Park. For those of you who are listening, you know, may now open your eyes and feast your eyes down there, I guess. Playing with my former employer, Global Spec, as part of the Tech Park League, I invited Joe to play with us, as we tend to be rather short on players, and we need another short player. But besides that, word of Joe's softball prowess had traveled far and wide in upstate New York. Spence. At one fateful game, of a certain map info first baseman, Miss Distin.
Joe, you're so dreamy!
Although technically, she was trying to set up a date for one of her friends, that is where it all began. You see, love is blossoming already. Thank you, gentlemen, for your help. Ned, you may now remove the wig, unless, of course, you feel more comfortable with it on. Now, I would have also liked to reenact the marriage proposal, but the chicken soup mysteriously never was returned, and apparently now we know why. That was unplanned, I swear, from my perspective anyway. So staying in contact over the years, following college, Jen and Joe eventually started dating. Much to my chagrin, I cannot take credit for this. I did previously mention that Joe was a slow starter, and he definitely took his time developing an official relationship with Jen. But as we all know, some things are worth waiting for. Over the last several years, I've gotten to know Jen very closely. While Joe and I shared an apartment, I always looked forward to, with great excitement, the nights when Jen would come and prepare an excellent home-cooked meal for all of us. This family meal was a sharp departure from the usual evenings of Hot Pockets that I've become accustomed to. She's always been extremely caring, thoughtful, and helpful. She's made herself available as my personal caterer for many of our Super Bowl parties and New Year's soirees, even when Joe no longer lived in the apartment. She is the ultimate hostess, and no one can beat her mac and tuna. Now, I certainly cannot fail to mention the important biological impact of this match, in that with her, Joe's future offspring actually have a chance of getting some height. Put your hands together. Over the years, I've also grown to know Jen and Joe as a couple. Now, anyone will tell you that they complement each other perfectly in every way. They share many of the same interests, including volleyball, nights for the square pegs, and of course spending time with their favorite best man. But they also have their independent interests. For example, Joe has an undying and in some cases unnatural love for what is, in his opinion, is the best boy band to ever grace the stage, the Backstreet Boys. By the way, Joe, has Jen made you take down the poster above your bed yet? In all seriousness, I've always thought of Joe as a brother, and now I feel as though I'm gaining a sister. I'm honored to stand here beside you, Jen and Joe, and all of your esteemed guests. All of us will tell you that any woman is lucky to have Joe, and he is blessed to find a woman whom he is equally lucky to have. From the bottom of my heart, you both deserve the best. At this time, I'd like you all to rise, raise your glasses, and join me in the toast to the newlyweds, Jen and Joe Dreyer.